So, hi everyone. So, today is the day 6 session. Okay, till now, 5 sessions are completed. Okay, so out of the 5 sessions, just let me recap what we done till now. Okay, so day 1 is completely course introduction session. Okay, and then day 2 about prerequisite for the Spring Boot is Spring Framework and Core Java. Core Java, you should be a programming language, you should know. Spring basics we discussed here about IOC container, how many types of applications we can develop, container types, okay, development environment setup. These steps we completed in the day 2 here, and in the day 3 also lab exercise we done, Spring framework examples we completed. Okay, and Spring day 4 we discussed about what is Spring Boot, what is the context of why we need, what are the advantages, all the things we discussed in the day 4 session. And coming to the day 5, Spring Boot features. Okay, what are the features are available? Quickly, can anyone tell me, guys? What are the Spring Boot features?
Auto configuration,
Okay, auto configuration,
embedded server,
embedded servers, and databases.
databases,
Tell me, guys, others participate.
actuators,
Yes, actuators.
mm,
Yeah, these are the, and another one, starter pumps.
starter form. Yes, yes, starter form.
These are the things we discussed in the last session. Okay, now today let me continue for the next topic called Spring Boot Auto Configuration feature. This I am going to explain in today's session, guys. Okay, now let me open my presentation. Yeah, so these are the left hand side, whatever you see green color highlighted mark. Till now this part is completed. Now we are going to start this part right now, guys. Okay, now now Spring Boot. Okay, application, the first concept call, whenever you start a Spring Boot application, we have a annotation called Spring Boot application annotation here. Okay, basically this annotation is the combination of three more annotations here. What are the annotations means? Enable auto configuration, okay, at the rate component scanning, and at the rate Spring Boot configuration. These three annotations is a combination of, this is the main annotation here. If you include Spring Boot application, automatically these three annotations are configured. In older versions, we need to explicitly specify in our main.java class, we should specify these three annotations. Later on time, you no need to keep, by default this annotation is available, it will taken care. Now out of that, one of the annotation is auto configuration. What is auto configuration means? Okay, Spring Boot auto configuration is one of the powerful feature. Why? Because whenever you are adding a dependency into pom.xml file, okay, where automatically all the bean objects is created automatically. You no need to write any explicitly programmer. Why? Because we have one special annotation called enable auto configuration annotation here. Because of this annotation, we no need to configure anything here. Okay, this auto configuration basically starting from one class path. Okay, search package. Now wherever you written main.java, that is your base package. com.java express is your base package. This annotation is available. Basically it will be placed on the main application class. Wherever you're writing public static void main, there this annotation, okay, automatically populated here. Okay, you no need to write anything, everything taken care by your application itself. While object creation, okay, managing dependency, everything taken care by enable auto configuration annotation. but where I can able to see all this information. See here, let me open. These are the projects in the last session we completed, like each use case, actuator one use case, database use case, web module use case, component, different kind of examples we created in the last till previous sessions, guys. Okay, now under that I'm taking one package clock pom.xml file. Okay, inside pom.xml file, okay, we have lot of dependencies are available. If you observe here, I have maximum 1 2 3 4 5 dependencies. But if you click on maven dependencies, lot of dependencies, transitive dependencies is downloaded. Here we have one jar file called spring boot auto configure. Whenever, okay, application which type of classes is loading. Now if you are adding data jpa classes are available under this package. Like if you see data spring dot or data dot jpa. Now see here spring dot data dot jpa, spring dot dao. Okay, and spring dot, see this is the one. See jpa repository. See, whenever you are writing jpa repository auto configuration will be, okay, added automatically here, guys. Guys, just a minute. Guys, after you join the group, you're able to see meeting details. Am I correct? Right?
Yes, Muspik.
Okay, good. Yeah. Now, in data JPA classes will be created. Now, if you are suppose adding Cassandra related auto configurations will be activated based on the library. It will activate your auto configuration classes. If you are adding Spring Batch auto configuration classes will be loaded here. Now, if you see individual packages are available, if you want to know at one shot, in the meta inf folder, okay, meta inf folder, here we have called spring dot factories. Okay, no, auto configure metadata properties, we have one file. Okay, now in this file all auto configuration classes are available here. Art Auto configuration classes are available here. See here, jmx auto configuration, enable rabbit messaging template. These are all kind of a, you see, auto configure under which package your classes are available. This list contain all the packages are available here. Now when you are adding this annotation, what is the annotation here? Now let me go back here, go to your application.java. Now when you click this option, when you, why I'm unable to click? Yes, when I click, you're able to see enable auto configuration annotation. This is the annotation. Okay, you can able to do auto configuration feature. Clear about auto configuration? Any questions on this one? I'm asking only this one.
What is that JMX auto configuration in that inside that one?
Ignore about why, because there are different types of class paths. This is another package.
Okay.
See, inside auto configure we have lot of dependencies are available: WebSocket, data source, connection pin,
Yes, yes, yes.
like so light of other package based on the requirement. We will see GraphQL, Groovy. It's different kind of package libraries.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, now this is the importance of enable auto configuration annotation. Okay, next. Now what is spring bean? Already we discussed, guys. Single point. What is spring bean?
It is a Java object.
Okay, that's it. Java object is not a Spring Bean.
Spring Bean is controlled by IOC controller
Exactly,
container
correct.
and
That is called Spring Bean.
yes.
Correct, true. The high level terminology. Now, any Java class is initialized by IOC container is called a Spring Bean. Simple terminology, guys. Clear this point?
Yes.
Okay. Now Spring IOC is managing the life cycle of your Spring Bean, guys. Like not only managing represents bean creation, bean destroy, bean whenever object is created, it should be destroy as well, right? One application, shut down, everything taken care by your IOC container here. That is about Spring Bean lifecycle. We have a bean lifecycle classes also available right now, that is not required to represent your Java class as a Spring Bean. We have till now we used one annotation called at the rate component annotation. This is the annotation we use it till now here, at the rate component. Okay. Now we have few more annotations are available: at the rate service, at the rate repository, controller, you have stereotype annotations also available here to represent normal Java class as a Spring Bean here, guys. Okay. As of now, try to understand about at the rate component. Later on time we will go through service and repository in REST API development also here. Okay. Now, next, at the rate component scanning. Already in the Spring framework, okay, in the last sessions, okay, when we discuss about second or third project, component scanning. What is the responsibility of component scanning? It is a responsibility for scanning Spring Beans available in our project. That is the importance of the component scanning. But in Spring Boot also same, but it is a built-in functionality. You no need to specify into your package layer also. Why? Because it is a process of identifying Spring Beans available in our application. Okay. And it will scan from the base package. Once base package is completed, it will scan sub packages of the base. Like for example, okay, like a base package means, now go to your application. Now inside this application, now go to your database. Okay. Now what I will do, let me close everything here. Inside this class, what I will do, let me create a package. Assume that I'm creating one models package. Here I am creating a class called employee. Just employee, one object I created. Now here I am writing one a default constructor here. I'm writing one a default constructor here. Now system.out.println. Now employee. Okay. Default constructor here. Just I written employee default constructor. Now let me create another package. Instead of models, let me make it as a services. Okay. Now here I am writing another class called employee service. Okay. Here also I am writing another default constructor saying that system.out.println. Okay. Employee service. Okay. Default constructor, just I written here. Now application.java, by default it will use like this, guys, at the rate component scan. Here the package structure will be in this approach. This is the by default it will be added. You no need to add explicitly. This is the default. It will scan starting with com.java express, java express dot models, java express dot service, all the packages. It will scan this annotation. Now this is a optional, just have a look whether the object is creating or not. Now click on application.java, run as Spring Boot application. Now our constructors, the default constructor should be printed in the console. Yes, Your application is started, but you are unable to see your constructor. Why? Tell me, guys.
ToString method.
ToString method, if you print, it will be print. This is when default constructor will be invoked, when you are creating the object. But who will create the object?
IOC controller container.
To create IOC container, what instruction you should provide for this
Uh,
class?
at the rate bean or at the rate this one.
Component. Now see, because of we are missing one annotation, so it is unable to create the bean object at the rate component. In employee service also making employee component. Now let me run the application. Let me shut down the application and again restart my application. Are able to see now? Employee default constructor, employee service default constructor. Two objects are created. This is the importance of the component scanning. Are you guys clear about component scanning? Please
Yes.
acknowledge yes or no, guys, so that I can go for the next topic, guys. If
Sir,
silence
we
means,
added two
Yes, yes,
places,
yes.
right?
sorry, yeah,
We
two
added
classes
two.
I added. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, to track another approach, what I am doing, I will create another package. Instead of com, I will do org. Okay, org.java express I am creating. Click on finish. Here I am creating another entity class. Let me take as a address. Okay, now address system.out.println address default constructor available outside the package. Okay, now at the rate component. Now tell me, is this class will be executed by IOC or not?
No.
No. Now see here, let me verify. Why it should not execute? I need answer also.
Yes. In the if you want to this one, then in Spring Boot this one component scan we have to pass the path.
Yeah, why? Because default functionality is your base package, guys. When you have a different package, by overriding this annotation, I should specify your package name org.java express. Then it will participate your scanning process as part of in this. Then it will scan this package structure and this package structure both. Now see, again let me run this application. Now then you can able to see your construct whatever constructors we have, you can able to see. See, address default constructor available outside the package. That is the importance of overriding default functionality. Then you can go ahead with the component scanning. Clear now? Any confusions?
So, Bhaskar, for different packages, we need to mention component scanning base packages.
Exactly, yes.
It's a must thing.
It's a must. Why? Because now you are saw right. It's a okay. In which use case it is required. Now, normally in our projects, we will never use different packages. I mean to say only one base package, remaining all are sub packages. But when in which use case this concept will come means whenever you are integrating other libraries into your pom.xml file, then object creation, if you want to provide it to IOC container, then this a component scanning is required to override your package structure. In our organization, how it will happen, data basically is a separate package. I mean, separate project, only database logics. Remaining logics is in a different project. Now, whenever if you start my application, I should, why? Because in a project I am following com.java express. In another project I am following with a different package name. Then IOC container don't know about another project package name. Am I correct or not? What is the default functionality? Your base package. To avoid that issues, to provide instructions to IOC, we should specify this package as well. In that use case, it will be useful in the real time.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
that is the use case, guys. Okay, in whenever you are practicing, lot of students doing this is the mistake. Okay, whenever you are practicing, people try to creating like a different package, like a com.test, com.abc, com.employee, or org.raj, org.rishi, like that, whatever they want, they creating the package. If you are not following a properly package structure, your bean objects will not create your application, you cannot start. Lot of people making these mistakes also, guys. Okay, to avoid that, we should follow proper package names whenever you are creating the project. This is the context of the component scanning here. Clear?
How about if test cases also we need to maintain, sir, package?
Yes, whenever you are writing test cases, we have another package called src test java. Why? Because whenever it is loading, if you are writing test case for employee service, even the package name should be same in the test package also, then only test cases will be executed, else it will not execute. That is a standard we should follow. Why? Because whenever you're adding by default one annotation, at the rate spring boot test is available, at the rate test is a default test case is created when you create an application, you should follow. Why? Because we should follow what are the classes you are writing unit testing. Now you are writing in this package should be matched, class name should be, suffix should be test, employee service test, employee test, application test, class name, prefix you should add as a test. That is our test classes standards. Clear?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Okay, who asked a test question for them is clear?
Yes, yes, sir. But in
I-
pom.xml component scan related anything dependency we are adding?
Nothing is required, only your dependencies, starter hyphen webs, data jpa, activator. Normally what we discuss, same thing, that is a default functionality, right? When you adding the starters, automatically this annotation is added, it will taken care by application framework. This is about your second annotation, component scanning. Okay, now let me stop the application. Now tell me, what is the alternative approach? I don't want to use at the rate component. Think like a, this employee is available into some library, but you want to create the you want to give instruction to IOC container. How you will provide? See, physically, if you have employee into your package, directly I can use at the rate component. But employee is not available my package. Employee is available into some library. Somewhere some library it is available. Now I want to execute default constructor. Then how I can achieve? In the last session already in Spring Framework we discussed. Saying topic. Solution is at the rate bean method. Bean method is used for creation of custom objects. Now how you will create? Public employee get employee, okay, return new employee object. See here? No? Yes, employee object. Now just at the rate bean method, automatically your IOC container will execute this method, guys. To make sure to know, see here, whenever you are writing public method is a optional, we no need to write it here in the latest version onwards. Okay, system.out.println. Now here writing get employee method executed by IOC container. See here. Okay, now here I'm making at the rate component, just I'm commenting here. Now right click, let me stop the application, right click, run as Spring Boot application. Now are you able to see, guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
See, employee constructor, address constructor, get employee executed by IOC container, employee default constructor. If you don't mention IOC container, don't know about what is employee, you should provide instruction. This is another real time, in which use case it will be useful. Real time, this is the syntax. If you have a, if you want to consume any API, okay, if anyone providing some API, okay, we need to create a REST template object. Okay, now how to create if you use AutoWire this REST template, you will get exception, been not found exception. To avoid, we should specify at the rate bean annotation like this. Then
Then,
yeah,
yeah, then bean and a component is of same kind of work
same
doing.
object creation both.
Okay.
Then when to use which one, that you should know
Yes,
that
yes,
point.
yes.
Now
Yes.
in this use case, see, I should use in now can I apply component for REST template?
No, no,
this
no.
this class is available where, in my
Mm,
project or outside of the package, guys?
outside of the package.
Now
That's
I
why.
want to give instruction to IOC. Why? Because I want to create singleton object. I want to make an auto wherever I want I can use. Then we should specify at the rate bean in this use case. Then wherever you want, you can create the object. It will create singleton object if you mention. Clear everyone? When to use component, when to use at the rate bean.
Yes, yes. Bean when that is not inside our package, then we have to use bean and otherwise component.
Yes. Others confirm, please. It's very, very
Yes, it is
important,
clear.
guys. Understanding about at the rate bean. Lot of people I see when interviewing also,
Yes.
I ask simple question, difference between component bean. Lot of people giving wrong answer. Both are same. No, anything I can, like in which use case when I say specifically, no one able to answer. Hope you guys are clear. Next, here, where I am writing these things,
In
where
main.
main method. Okay, the main method, one annotation, Spring Boot application. Now when you click, we have one annotation called Spring Boot configuration. Again, if you click, internally it is using configuration only. That means your main.java behave like a configuration class. When you start the application, what are the beans, all configuration classes also I can mention into Spring in your application.java as well. Okay, in the real time, when you have object creation like this, we will not write in application.java. Instead of, we will create another package like .config package. Here app config, we can create one class called app config. All the beans loaded at application startup. Now what I can do, we should specify at the rate configuration annotation. Then all the classes will be loaded. If you click application.java, just cut and go there and paste it here. That's it. It will taken care by auto. Now here what I can do, let me make it as a default constructor as well. System.out.println at the rate configuration loaded by app config. Okay, at the rate configuration app config. Anyway, IOC container will call internally, obviously this one. Just now see here, right click, run as Spring Boot application. Even Spring Boot application, this is Spring Boot application, this is Spring Boot configuration. Don't confuse yourself, guys. See guys, which class is loaded first? Which class is loaded compared to all the classes?
At
At the rate configuration. Clear now?
Come again, sorry, this concept again, one
See,
more sense.
previously we written into application.java. Okay, inside application.java we have one annotation called Spring Boot configuration. This annotation internally using at the rate configuration only here. Instead of
Okay.
writing in the main method, now we are externalizing to a app.config.java. Here I am writing in app.config. So when you start your application, all configurations loaded by your IOC container. Now see, the first step is happen, app.config object is created, and then remaining on then employee service, address service, and then your employee object is created. Are you able to see, guys?
Yes, yes, yes. Got it.
About importance of at the rate configuration, and both are same. I mean to say here, at the rate Spring Boot configuration and at the rate configuration, both are same to load your configurations. That's it. Clear? Any confusion?
Spring Boot configuration is internal configuration, and
Exactly. See, internal.
and this
Three
configuration
annotations.
is for externalized
True.
configuration.
Yes. Real time, where you will use in real time examples like security classes, any
Yeah.
now rust template. Now you use real time example. This is a real time we will use like this only, guys.
Yes, yes,
Rust
yes.
template, these are all kind of real time examples. If you observe, wherever you see at the rate configuration, mostly you will see at the rate being here, guys. Combination of these two, it will work.
By default, it is singleton type, no?
Yes, singleton. The scope is
Okay.
singleton objects. By default, you are all security class,
And,
IOC container object creation.
okay. And when we have to use this one prototype,
It's
uh,
based on the requirement in the multi-threading concept.
what is use case for these both?
Multi-threading concept, you can use prototype as well.
Okay.
That is the one use case will be there. That is about bean scopes. We have a lot of scopes. We have a request scope and global session. Some scopes are there. Just you can go through that bean scopes creations.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Are you guys clear this one? Any questions? Just
Yeah, clear.
we'll verify what we'll do. Here I will mention as a component, guys, not configuration. Okay, just run the application. Run as Spring Boot application. See what happened? What happened, guys? Even I mentioned component also, it is loaded because of at the rate bean. What is the importance of component scanning? Identifying Spring beans available into your project. Why priority? At the rate bean, they will give the much priority. Remaining all configuration, service, component, repository, these are all called as a standards we should follow. Here without component configuration also working, component is working. We have instead of employee, here I can use at the rate service, it will work. At the rate repository, all the annotations will work. But when to use these annotations means based on the use case. Whenever seeing any developer this project, now you know standards you are learning. Suppose you are learning standards here. If you are going to another institute, you will learn some standards. Based on standards, if you are seeing this project config, all configurations are available. That is kind of a standards. Now if you are using business logic, in the business logic we should use at the rate service annotation. This is for the writing business logic. This is one of the standards. Here we are writing business logics. At the rate component, here entity class representation, later on time will explain, will data jpa, that's ignore about here. This is the one based on the standards we'll use. Now what are the annotations we use it till now? At the rate component, at the rate configuration, at the rate bean, at the rate Spring Boot application. Tell me, guys. At the rate enable
Mhm.
auto configuration, at the rate component scan. Make sense? Mostly in the real time, these two will be at one place.
So instead of configuration, we can write component and it will work.
It will work, but
So what
as
is
per practice,
yes,
as it is a poor practice, bad practice, we
yes,
should
yes,
go
yes.
for the standards.
Okay, okay.
Those are all interview questions. Now people will ask you, maybe in the highlight, instead of post mapping, I will use @put mapping. What will happen? Interview questions, they will ask you like this.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
It
it
will
will work. Lot of people giving, no, it will not work. It will work. If it is working, then what is the use of post mapping? Why is put mapping? Then our answer should be, as per the REST API standards, we should follow as a specification. If you follow the best practices, any developer can understand. If we write post mapping means creating the new record, put means updating the new existing record. Those
yes,
are
yes.
the standards. That way we should convince in the interview room. Clear?
Okay, 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 okay. Got it.
Anyway, these annotations more detail we'll discuss in REST API, but right now these are the main annotations. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Sir,
Others?
at the rate enable auto configuration, we didn't
Hmm?
use it, right? You know,
Sorry. No,
enable
it is a
auto
default functionality already. Yes. In which use case is required? Now see here. @enable auto configuration. Here, if you see, there is an option called exclude, guys. Exclude option. In which use case means, one of the disadvantage of Spring Boot is, okay, whenever we are running our standalone application or web application, few more dependencies also loaded, but those depend configuration classes are not required as part of my config. If I want to exclude explicitly, you can write it here. Now assume that I'm writing, suppose, data source auto configuration, just I want to exclude when you start my application. This is for overriding configuration classes. Whenever if you are adding I mean to say multiple libraries or any same class available, we can exclude classes as well. I don't want to load these classes. Unnecessary configurations I don't want to load as part of project running. Then you can use the exclude option. This is based on the requirement. Mostly we will never use, but if you have a requirement of you want to exclude some configurations, then this annotation you can override. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So suppose like you said like we whatever the classes we don't want to exclude, if we don't use any of the annotations, that class will be not loaded only. And in this
Exactly.
case that enable
Yes,
auto.
no need if you don't mention your annotation, then you see here, previously this application is connecting to which database? Now you guys tell me, you will get the real use case now, guys. See here,
H2 database.
data JPA and H2. Now when I running, it is connecting to database. Am I correct or not? Previously, now here I written exclude option. Now check in the logs. Are able to see any Hikari connection pooling?
No, no, no.
That means I excluded. I have library, but I have excluded. Maybe I can use for different purpose. Now I don't want to use. If you, maybe you can ask me another question like this. Maybe I can remove the library, again adding the library, changing your classes, compile time issues, everything will happen or not?
Yes.
If you remove the library, if you use any import statements, compile time issue definitely you will face. Instead of that, I can exclude my configuration. Clear?
But even though Spring Data JP has to load, right?
No, not required. I excluded here. Data JP only is responsible to create this data source auto configuration. It is available under which library? Just observe. Data JDBC. Internally, it will download dependencies. How you want to know? Just see here, guys. Click on pom.xml file. We have an option called dependency hierarchy. Let me stop the application. Now just observe here. Okay. Data JPA. Data JPA internally using AOP, JDBC, Hibernate, Data JPA, Spring aspects. Internally starter-JDBC, which dependencies are able to see? Hikari connection pooling, Spring JDBC. Are able to see now? Now this data source itself I excluded. Then no need of object creation. You got the point? Who asked the question?
Which library it is available, that data source configuration here? That
See, you are able to see here, right?
Spring
Data JPA. Whatever in pom.xml you are added, this is the
Yes, yes.
starter. Data JP internally downloading AOP starter, JDBC starter. Inside JDBC starter, we have again few more dependencies. Okay, this is actuator. AOP, aspects your and sorry, Hikari and JDBC. Are able to see?
Yes, yes, yes.
This is called transitive dependencies.
What
That is
transitive means?
when you add data JPA, is it downloading all these dependencies or not?
Yes, yes.
That is called transitive dependencies. Everyone clear about Spring Boot?
So one question
Auto
regarding
config.
at the rate.
Yes, please go ahead.
So like you have used at the rate component scan and the base package we have given as a com.java express. So in
Yeah.
that case, whatever the like if we don't use at the rate component, it will in that case the object beans will be created. Sir, if you use only at the rate component scan and the base package you have given.
Now, now you guys, others tell me guys. I commented now. Which packages will be executed?
No package. It will give compiler error.
Is it?
Yes.
Which
No
package?
bean we have executed because Spring Boot application is there. It's under components.
Exactly. Only one package will be excluded here. Which package?
address.java.
Exactly. Why? Because IOC container or component scanning don't know about org.java express. All the packages they know. Why? Because default functionality is com.java express. If you want to add explicitly, then I should use this package.
But without the component scan, com.java express will work.
Yeah, no, at starting we saw same thing, right? Without all these things also it will work. That is the default functionality. Now
Okay,
we
okay.
are overriding these annotations based on your requirement.
Okay, okay, okay. For excluding or adding this one.
Exactly, correct.
Okay.
This is our requirement. Correct.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sir,
Whatever
and
it is doing. Yes.
Just run, sir. Just once run. Na?
Yeah, we'll run. Let me.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
see, everything is
Okay.
executed.
Yes, yes, yes. Got it.
But default constructor will not execute. Why? Because it's not part of my scanning process.
Mm-hmm.
Now data source object also created. Now see here. No, why? Is created. See here.
Created.
Hikari connection pooling are able to see HT console, processing unit, ORM, second level cache, all Hibernate related everything. Why? Because all these things depending on Hikari connection pooling. Without data source, there is no concept of running your Hibernate, JPA, whatever it is. Why? Because the minimum thing is data source object. Then only all the steps will continue. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
sir, at the rate component scan org.java express if we mention sir here, and in that org.java express
Okay,
what
okay.
all
Got it.
classes are there?
Got it, sir.
Just see,
Oh,
just have a look now.
no, sir. Like I will complete my question.
Ah.
Like after using at the rate component scan and base package we have given is org.java express. So in that org.java express, whatever the classes we mentioned in that class we should mention at the rate component compulsory, or this
Exactly.
component scan will automatically scan all the classes under that package and it will create the beans.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
another question. What is the importance of component scanning? What is the definition?
Like it will scan the packages which comes under the Java expresses.
Another
It will
point.
Identify the
Ah,
spring beans.
identify the spring beans. How it will identify the spring beans?
okay. So based
If
on the
you
annotation you
mention,
mentioned.
exactly correct. You are
Like
commenting if you are running, it will scan the package, but there is no bean objects. Am I correct or not?
okay.
You clear for your question?
Yeah, got it. So it basically scans the packages, and in that packages, it will try to identify the
Identify
beans.
spring beans. Correct. Now the same point here. See, built-in functionality in Spring Boot application, identifying spring beans available in our application. It will scan from base package. After base package, it will scan sub packages of base package.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, based on his question, I got another point. Now tell me, if I run this application, what will happen?
It will load all beans.
Any other answers?
Like address.java, like you have removed that the component.
Okay, let me make it down. Okay, I already added. Now tell me, all the packages will execute, or only this package will execute, or any runtime exception?
All
Both,
the
both,
packages will.
both packages.
Okay, any other answers? Just observe here what will happen. What happened?
Outside package.
Why?
Only
Like you have
address is set.
overrided the default
Exactly,
behavior.
that is the point. I am overriding
Okay, yes, yes.
default configurations. Default configuration of component scanning, you are overriding. Then you should take care about all the configurations. Now this package, whichever package, all the packages you should specify. Make sense?
Then better best practice is don't use the component scan, right?
In which you, again question, in which use case it is required?
That
If
is
it is different package.
Exactly, in different library, when you have in that requirement, we should use this package, else not required.
yes, yes.
I have a query. If suppose we have the external class to be loaded maybe fourth or fifth after the initial packet classes, so
It's
will
not
the
like,
order?
no, there is no specific order, fourth or fifth. It will be
uh,
scan all the classes at application startup.
yeah, we have seen like a case where a specific class was initialized first, right? The bean
Then
object is created first.
we have a concept called at the rate order. We should specify on top of the class order of one. Basically, as part of security classes, when our AOP classes, you will use this annotation at the rate order of one, order of two, order of three. This is the sequence.
And qualifier, sir, for bean case.
That is auto wiring. That is a dependency injection.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one, just to go through once how it is happening. But right now, it's not required as of now. Maybe it's depend on requirement. I'm saying everyone will use, I mean to say it's a different, but okay. Okay, it's already 9. Shall we continue setter injection and constructor injection or next session?
Next session we.
Okay. Okay. So in the next session, we'll try to close our main topics about whatever we have. We have what are the topics are pending. Let me open once. Let me open just a minute, guys. Now, what are the things we completed here? This is done. It's completed. This is completed. Okay. Today, you guys need to do couple of things. Lombok installation you should do into your system. I will give you instructions in your notes folder. Will share you the document to you, and go one YouTube link also will share. Just follow the video. You can able to do Lombok installation, guys. Now let me show you once. Is a self installation, guys. Follow same pattern, don't do anything whatever I'm explaining in the classroom, do as it is, then Lombok will work. What is a Lombok, what is the use, everything I will explain in this video. It's a 5 minutes duration. I will share you the link as well, just a minute. Here somewhere some software installation one link will be there. Yeah. uh, See here, how to install Lombok in Eclipse or STS. Goodbye, boilerplate code. This is the video. Please watch and complete it today only, guys. Why? Because throughout our projects, mostly we will completely depend on Lombok only. If you miss, definitely you will face problems. I recommend you to watch this video and complete. If you have any problems, next session will clarify to you guys. Clear?
Yeah.
It's only 10 minutes of duration. It's not like a 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay. Now let me mention here also Lombok installation. Okay. So that's all today's session, guys. Okay, so we'll continue same in tomorrow same time morning 8 o'clock. Use same meeting details only, guys. Okay, and whoever already done enrollments, you should get email confirmation. They will send you once you recently enrolled. Definitely you will get an email. This is the contact number for any non-technical questions, video access, unable to play video, unable to join meeting details. For all the questions, always drop an email for enrolled students. Okay, and if no one not at enroll means those people can communicate in the WhatsApp. Why? Because day to day lot of people are dropping messages, so it's quite difficult to reply. If email means whoever team is available, they can reply back here, guys. Okay.
Bhaskar, just small question.
Yeah.
So, have we discussed regarding bean life cycle anywhere in past sessions?
No, no, Nikita.
Okay.
Maybe if required, we will see. Maybe I can plan a YouTube video on that one as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be great.
Sure, sure, definitely. We
Okay,
can do that.
thanks.
Maybe till now no one asked, so I thought we skip the topic. Maybe we'll try to play one video and we'll post the video on the YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So like I have